They were originally called prayer arrows by the Plains Indian people. And what they are their prayers that they took into battle. If you want to let go of something in your life that you've been holding on to or perpetually thinking about, you could do a sacred arrow. You could let that go. And then anytime we let go of something, it's good to fill that empty space, so we fill it with our goals. And it's wonderful because it's a great goal-setting technique where we can just sit with ourselves and ask ourselves, what do we want, you know? What do we want to let go of? Okay, we're clear about that, but what do we want to create?
The red represents the two tours that I've seen and the death of many soldiers that I've lost in combat. The blue represents the depression and suicidal state that I was in for a very long time. The orange and the gold represent spirituality that I knew I had. It took me a long time to find it.
I had a couple of different active duty tours. I served in Würzburg, Germany, where we were backfill to the 67th Cache. I was involved with an Army Reserve trauma training program located in Brooklyn at Kings County Hospital. Then I deployed to Iraq for a year. My assignment was in Ramadi.
07, 08, I was in southern Iraq. I was in Camp Bucca, which is the largest prison at that time in the world.
I worked 5 days a week outside what's called the FOB, the Forward Operating Base, or outside the wire. When you go outside the FOB, we're risking our life every day. We leave that FOB and travel and work in with the people of Iraq, because IEDs, you know, snipers, whatever. You never know what's going to happen.
It's an inner process. There's a lot of power in a ritual. You know, it's not just a stick and cloth. Yes, from the intellectual mind, it's a stick and cloth. But from a spiritual perspective, we're going deep. We're asking ourselves these deep questions. And we're choosing colors that represent those answers for us. Each wrap is a prayer for that creation.
And I want to experience love. As much trauma that I've been through in my life, I still believe in my heart that someday, one day, I will learn to love again and love somebody again. And the pearls, it's just, I want to be pretty. I want to be pretty, not just on the outside, but in the inside where my light will always shine and people will know that I'm a beautiful person inside and out. You know? Yeah.
Women veterans are a very special population. They are considered an invisible population. We have a lot of women veterans that you never hear about. And this type of retreat is trying to find those women who have served their country to come together and let them know, first of all, their service is very much appreciated, and that some of their fears or concerns are not just unique to themselves, that there's a healing when you have people empathize with you, and that you can talk about something and you know that you're supported by other people that feel like, yes, it's as if they get me.
People don't seem to understand why I would want to go to Iraq. Even family and friends, they don't get me.
In my case, I've come from a long line of patriots and soldiers, which is very cool. I have ancestors that served in the French Indian War, Civil War, Revolutionary War, and so it's kind of humbled to follow in their path. And now I'm getting choked up. I hate that.
It's important to share your stories because it's a question of trust.
You can see the veterans themselves reaching out like, you're gonna be fine. You can do this. And there are women that will talk about, I didn't want to go to this. I didn't know what to expect.
I was more apprehensive of the arts thing, which is out of my comfort zone, so it's a little bit different than what I was used to. I'm like, oh, is this too foo-foo for me? And you know, I still I still did some of the stuff, but it's I just didn't know what to think.
I wasn't going to reveal any of my issues, and all of a sudden my voice is going and I don't even know why.
What I would like to advocate is I think women need to get their voices out there. They tend to, unlike guys, tend to stay inside, tend to shelter themselves.
They don't have a voice. It seems that their voice was taken away when they left the service, or in the service. It was robbed of them in one way or another. And so for them to step out and to share how they feel is a very sacred and honorable thing for us to, as staff, to be able to witness.
You can tell they're very caring, supportive women, so it was easy to open up to them, and then you're in company of other women veterans, which is really cool.
I can't say that I can fully relate, but they all can relate to each other, and it's so cool to be able to watch them interact with each other, because you know that they have a bond that we will never be part of, but we can witness it and we can support it.
So what we find here is that friendship, camaraderie, we're the same, okay? We share things that are very similar, and that is probably, you know, the glue that holds it all together.
Veterans Coming Home on Mountain Lake Journal is made possible in part by Twinstate Technologies.